welcome to the new video. Today is Wednesday. I'm training legs. I'm tired today. I'm not like waking up not feeling fresh, but I always feel like those are the days that you have the best sessions. Training with a client today, Jake Maddox. I don't think I filmed the last time he came down. I did on my Instagram. He's just a client, guys. So all of my clients, like I always say to them, I'll always try and travel out if it's reasonably close, like kind of within a couple of hours. I'm always going to do my best to come out and train with them. It's always better just to get a hands-on approach, just to see how people do things. You get to know them better, you get a better relationship equals better coaching, and we can really work on things. So today, hopefully he doesn't mind being in. Oh, some chocolate on my phone. Hope he doesn't mind being in the video. I'll be sure to ask him. If not, he's Jake. His Instagram be in the description box. Why fucking not? Share the love. I'm gonna go try and find this gym. Good, Jake. Keep going, keep going. Good, Jake, come on. Good. Yeah. Good, Jake.
I feel like I'm out of my mind. It feels like my life ain't mine. Who can relate? I've been on the low, I've been taking my time.
What's up, guys? That is the session fully done. First of all, apologies for being in this car for the entirety of this video, or for most of this video. Very good session. Don't like to film too much on with clients. Let's talk about the type of the video. Equipment. Do you need it? Should you use it? When should you use it? How should you use it? I'm going to give you my opinion on it all, guys. You may not agree with me. You may think that you don't need any of this shit and you're cheating with the weights and all this bullshit. I'm trying to live forever. I'm trying to live forever. I'm trying to keep my joints safe. I'm trying to keep everything safe. So in my honest opinion, I think that you should use these where they're warranted. And there's no disrespect to anyone here when I'm talking about this, guys. This is just how I see it. If you're not lifting weights that are going to cause those injuries, you don't warrant using those kind of things. For example, guys, if you're squatting 40, 30, 20 kilos and you've just started, which is fine, we're not trying to measure dicks here, you don't need to use it, because you can actually use building up some knee strength, building up some hip strength, building up the functions better. You're not really focusing on moving weight, you're actually focusing on learning the technique of squatting. The same thing if you're going to use elbow sleeves on a press. The same thing if you're going to use a belt on a deadlift. If you're lifting light and you're just learning the basics, the functions, you don't need these things. You need to learn the technique first. Once you've got the technique down and you know that when the set is over is when form breaks, guys, not when you break. Okay, that is a very, very key difference. The form has to be paramount. The form has to be so important, because you don't deserve to wear a belt if your back is fucking hunched over on a deadlift. You do not need to wear a belt, because you're going to do the damage regardless. The belt is just going to, I don't even know what it's going to do. Maybe it'll take 1% off, but it's honestly not gonna work that much. In terms of lifters, I call the platform shoes lifters. I think they are a good tool. They are not the best tool. If you can squat perfectly without shoes, without kind of lifters, without raised heels, I think you should. I honestly think you should. And I think you should never go to the point where you're putting plates under your feet and you're never putting those things. But I'll be honest, 90% of the people can't do that. And I'm one of those 90% of the people, so I use a slightly raised heel just to give my ankle the mobility to squat all the way down to the ground, and go through a full range of motion. So if there are things that are impinging your full range of motion and you're just starting, I think you should work on those impingements and work on those functions, and you should get it till you don't need it. If you are not starting, if you've been lifting for years and years and years and years, I honestly think it's going to be like the detriment to, like, if you're lifting and you're focusing on bodybuilding, you're focused on competing, I think you should just get lifters and just get on with it and build the muscle, because I think the time it will take to relearn everything and relearn the patterns might not be worth it in the long run, because bodybuilding is a pretty short career. So in an ideal world, you would take a year off squatting and you would learn it without shoes, without knee sleeves, without, you know, and you'd go back down to 40 kilos or just a bar and you'd learn that pattern, and it might take you a year because you've been squatting for 15 years without it. But that's patience, and that's what you need to take. But if you're into bodybuilding and you've competed and you don't want to stop competing, you might have to just get the lifters. That's just the way it is. With things like knee sleeves, I am a fan of them. Do they take away from the lift? Maybe. Do I really care? No. Why? Because I'm trying to keep those knees supple. I'm trying to keep my ligaments warm. I'm trying to keep my tendons warm. And like I said, guys, I'm trying to live forever. I'm trying to keep my joints functioning forever. Like, I'm going to wear knee sleeves every single fucking lift. I'm not looking to be a power lifter. I'm not looking to adhere to any federation rules with knee sleeves. I just want good support and what makes me feel comfortable. What makes me feel comfortable is a very nicely hugged, if that's even a way to describe something. Nicely hugged, not too tight, not too light. I don't want to just have sleeves on there for nothing. I do like the little bit of support, just because I feel there's a lot of pressure, especially when you're getting to the weights that, not that there are any kind of weights, but when you're lifting kind of double body weight and you're putting that through your knee, I feel like having some warmth and having a little bit of bounce might help. Will it take away from the movement? Maybe. Is it worth the risk? In my opinion, yes. So guys, that is my opinion on what you should do. You are not going to be lifting forever if you can't lift forever. If you break tendons, if you rupture ligaments, if you pull muscles, you are not going to be lifting forever. So prehab, prevention, injury prevention is better than rehabilitation. You know, injury prevention is better than injury rehabilitation, guys. Don't let it happen in the first place. Be safe, which is why we preach form. And then, yeah, you can use this equipment after, once you've established the form. I'm going to go home. I'm hungry. Good session. St. Tesco trip. We're going to the iPhone. This thing has a good camera. Let's see. Hopefully I got the memory for it. Shopping trip. Quick. In and out. Let's go. There's literally so many guys coming out with like flowers and like pink cards, and you just know they're just getting their Valentine's present. So funny. Fruits. I just like apples and bananas, salad stuff, carbs, meat. So I thought maybe it'd be a good idea to talk you through what I would, should I sit like this for this thing? Be a bit weird. So I thought it'd be a good idea to talk you exactly through what brands I recommend for your natty protection. Wrist wraps, I use them from Bear Grips. They send me out 3 pairs. They are sick. Like, they're actually sick. I love them. You can adjust the tension. You can get thicker ones, thinner ones. You can get different colors, loads of different colors. Pretty cool. Knee sleeves, I use SBD. They're in a very expensive version of a knee sleeve that you would. If you were to get a knee sleeve, I would suggest a single ply from Strength Shop. They're relatively cheap. They're still going to set you back a little bit. Single ply is much more flexible. It gives your knee a lot more range of movement rather than the SBDs, which I think is double ply. which in turn gives you a little bit more spring out of the hole. You may decide that takes the muscle away from the movement a little bit. Maybe it does, but I might need to be in, safe, warm, and just always just kept warm really, because I just don't want any injuries. Like I said earlier in the video, you can get those single ply from Strength Rock, or you can get Reband from, they're like a CrossFit company. You could use those, they're pretty good as well. They're pretty, I think those ones are a bit looser as well, and they're single ply. And then, yeah, I think they're the ones I recommend. Belts, SBD do a great belt. I think you should get a belt that is the same all the way around, just because you don't want like one part to be thinner, or this part to be thinner, or any part to be thinner really, because just equal pressure all around, so you can kind of lock up well and make sure you're engaging the full range of core, because it's not just your abs, it's your obliques, it's the sheath underneath as well. I prefer the lever belts, because once you go down, you're out. Levers off, you can just lever it off instead of having to and just trying to get it off with the fucking side of the squat rack. I don't know how people do that, but I can't do that. Straps, I recommend these ones on Amazon. They're the best straps you could use. They're like leather, they stick to you like glue. Deshti can attest to this, and so can my man Edgy.1. And that's it, guys. I'm gonna leave you there. I've just had my post-workout meal, which was like a whole chicken and like a big bread roll. It was pretty fucking nice. I've got 2 more meals to fit in. I'm going to chill. I've got a lot of work to catch up on. That's why I'm going to put the camera away. Hope you guys got something from this video. If you like this kind of video, this is a little bit different. Just talking about equipment rather than actually just training. And I guess there's only so much equipment they really can use. So, moral of the story, guys: be safe, have good form, and you shouldn't really get into it as long as you're not pushing the absolute limit, those boundaries. You should be fine. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. See you very soon. Peace.